Well, just because something is a last-minute gift doesn't mean it can't be cool.
Proof of that in this week's Compute This.
From Schrock Innovations, Thor Schrock. Good to see you,
Hi,
Thor.
Thor.
Good to see you guys. I saw a stat this weekend that 93% of U.S. shoppers still have something left to shop for.
I believe
Yeah,
that.
I think all we do.
No,
do
I don't
you
know.
have something left?
Oh, I've got some. I have to
Mary
fill a
does.
stocking for my wife. You know, we have themed stockings this year.
that's cool.
And so it's like, you know, we gotta, you know, do that. I mean, I always forget the stocking. That's the one thing I always put off to the last
But
minute.
then the kids, you've got 2 little ones too to shop for.
Oh, that's done. That's been long
good
done.
And
for
these
you.
last-minute shoppers, I know you've seen these people walk into your place,
Oh, yeah.
and they look around. They don't know what they're looking for, and they want you to guide them. You want so. What type of things and gifts do last-minute shoppers shop for at Schrock
Certified
Innovations?
transmission.
Certified
Oh, they
transmission.
were on earlier.
Well, you know, I got this great training gift certificate. That, no,
You're so
your car. You know, the cars have computers now, Mike.
They do. I know. You should partner with Certified.
No, the funny thing is that a lot of people obviously are going to come in for the basic stuff. Laptops, for example. We're making sure that we have in stock some laptops that you can take home immediately, as opposed to normally everything we do is special order. So you come in and you say, I want a laptop that is this, that, and the other, and we shop the hundreds of laptops that are available and find the one that's perfect for what you want to do. So these are more generic laptops. They're good for home users. They're good for ages anywhere from 10 years old all the way up, all the way up, depending on what you want to do. As long as you're not trying to, build skyscrapers on them and run AutoCAD, you're going to be fine. They're great little laptops. They use the new Intel Bay Trail processor. The Bay Trail processor is so much more energy efficient, so it doesn't get hot like the older processors
So
do.
if it's on your lap, you don't have to worry about that.
Well, you probably don't need the bigger fans in there to keep
It
them
doesn't
cool.
cool.
either.
It's not nearly as loud. It doesn't cool as much, and that means the battery lasts longer.
Wow.
So you get more battery life on them, and those retail for about $4.99. So those are an amazing deal this holiday season. But one of the things that all year long we have a display out on our counter that says gift certificates on it. All year long, they're gift cards. Actually, we don't even do the paper certificates anymore. They're real gift cards, like fancy. Ooh. Next year we'll have little computers you can put them in, maybe. I don't know.
bet, yeah.
But like a disk drive. I don't know. But basically these gift cards all year long they sit on our counter and we sell very, very few of them all year long.
And then Christmas comes.
And then Christmas comes. And all of a sudden we're like, hey, how many of these do we have in the back room? Because we're kind of running low because a lot of people, you want to buy a computer for somebody else for Christmas, but then you start looking at the options and you get a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Maybe, nobody likes to do just the gift card thing because it's kind of like, well, gee, you got me a gift card, that was a lot of thought you put into that, thank you. But actually, at Schrock, it is a lot of thought because if you get a gift card for a computer, that allows somebody to come in and buy a complete gift.
And it's something they're going to use every day. Instead of something they might use every so often, if at all, it's something they're going to use and rely on. It affects the way they live.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's something that they're gonna be able to look at that for years to come. Except the only bad thing is then when they get a virus, you're the bad guy because you gave them the piece of junk that got infected with the virus. It wasn't them going to dark corners of the internet looking for pirate copies of the interview.
Not.
No, it wasn't that. It was you. It's your fault, Mike. You gave me this piece of garbage.
Okay, which brings us to the Schrock desk. Another good idea. So if something happens, if you're already set, right, you've got your PC, but then you're not sure how to use it all the time. And then stuff happens, you've got questions. How do I connect to a wireless printer? What happened to this file? Right? Those are normal questions.
Yeah,
What's
absolutely.
the Schrock desk?
Well, the original concept of the Schrock desk was, we have a lot of folks that are retiring that have been working in companies and they've used computers when they're in their job over the last couple decades, and now they're retiring. They're used to having that help desk guy that they can call when they have a problem and just remotes in and fixes it, and they don't have to worry about it. And so we wanted to replicate that for people who are retiring, and then the applications of the Schrock desk just ballooned from there. So the Schrock desk is a subscription service. It's $30 a month, and you get unlimited tech support for $30 a month. Well, what's nice is you can give that as a gift. You can buy a 1-year subscription and give that as a gift to somebody. Now, there's a couple ways. It's kind of the gift that keeps on giving back to you, too, because if you are the unofficially designated family IT guy.
Right.
Sometimes you get a little tired of your family only calling you when they have a problem. They never call you just to say hi or how are the kids. It's always like, so how are the kids? And this computer needs a new copy of Norton on it. And,
Can you help?
Can you help me out?
My computer's doing
and so
something
the
goofy.
Schrock desk allows you to deflect those calls. Honestly, I'd love to help you out, Dad, but I don't have the time to. Have you called the Schrock desk yet? Because they do this stuff all the time. They could probably just do it for you.
Well, and they might feel more comfortable calling someone else because they don't want you to feel burdened by answering.
Then when they call, it's, how are the kids doing? They're great. You want to come over and see them? Sure, I'd love to. My computer's working great. All my work's done, so I'll come over and see the kids.
All right.
Do you know how much time, because I'm the family IT guy too. I get calls from in-laws and my parents, you know, and so when they call you up, some of these computer issues can literally take you a couple hours.
And what if you don't know the answer?
I mean, you could burn a couple hours.
Oh yeah, well if you don't know the answer, you start researching, which is what we would do at Schrock.
Research.
You know, I don't build computer for family. I never do it just because it never ends well. One time, funny story. One time, my wife's cousin's in town with her family, and they're like, we want to buy a computer, but you know, what would you recommend? And I'm like, there's a great HP, there's a great Dell, there's a great. And they're like, well, we were kind of hoping you might build one for us. You don't really do that normally. Oh, please, please, please. Okay, tell you what, I will build you a computer, but I'm going to build it for the exact cost it costs my company to make it. I'm not going to make a dime on you because if something goes wrong, I never want to hear about it. I spent 5 hours on a Schrock desk with my cousin-in-law trying to figure out why Farmville wouldn't let her place her plot where she wanted it.
That's hilarious.
You could burn a half a day helping with some of these computer issues.
Crack me up. Listen, if you have, you know what you're after, shop at Schrock Innovations. If you're not sure and you just want somebody to help guide you along, shop at Schrock Innovations Thor. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hope you have a great Christmas
You too. Merry
week here.
Christmas.
Thank
Have a good
you.
holiday.
Thank you.
Mom, call the Schrock desk, would you? All right.